A point light is a special case of adding a light that emits light in all directions. So basically, a single point that will actually illuminate the scene. When you're using a directional light or a point light, these are all focused lights. They'll orient from a single position, but they will be focused within, for instance, with a spotlight, a cone that you define. Let's go ahead and add a point light to the scene and take a look at what that does for us. We'll go to View, Lights and Cameras, and Add Point Light. So you'll notice this gives us a single point to move around. We can lock it to the model, or we can move it around and try to get a focal point on a certain area of our model. For instance, if we want to highlight the rim or maybe the front section of the car, or maybe even the Camaro logo here. So we can move this around and get a bit of information on it. I want to make sure that I keep the light when the scene changes. Go to Photo View 360, make sure it's on. We can control its intensity. We can take a look at shadows, maybe increase its point light radius and the shadow quality. And we can also turn on fog in this case. I'm not going to turn it on. We're just going to take a look at it without fog to start with. Do a preview window and notice that we still have our spotlight with the fog on. And then we have an illuminated point on our car where our point light is. If we go back to our spotlight, turn it off in Photo View 360, we can do another preview window and take a look at the difference. So you can see the point light is oriented directly beside our Camaro logo on the car on the front fender, and it's illuminating a point and it has a certain radius value. So we're getting small reflections off the rear rim, but really the focal point is right in this area. Even if you're adding additional lights to the scene, or if you have a bright scene, adding a point light near a certain point on your car or your product that you want to draw focus to, it can be a really handy tool to help draw the eyes to it. As we look at this, obviously it's a dark scene with a single light. It draws our focus to that point. We could stick it near a rim, stick it near a logo, stick it near a certain feature on the car, and highlight a certain aspect of your product.